Hey everyone, this is Karen Scott, God's child, and we all God's child. I'm coming back to you. Today's video is going to be about my asthma, me having asthma, me being told by two different doctors in this week that I might have been misdiagnosed and back to eating. And for all those that might come across this video from the chat rooms, I just want to say salute to all of you. And thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the email. Thank you for the comments, sending me prayers. Shout out to you, Prom, for, letting people know in the chat that, I had an asthma attack. You light worker, front lines on, boots on the ground to you. And you, Jennifer Eason, Lady Eason, for on your chat saying a prayer for me. Okay, so here we go. I still have the band on, which was 2 days ago. I usually don't keep it on, but for some reason, it's been on because for the last 2 days, hearing those doctors say that I might have been misdiagnosed has led me back to really thinking. So, okay. So on February 22nd, I went to work. I was in about 4 hours in and had an asthma attack. The ambulance came. They took me. They gave me IV. Took me to the emergency room. Emergency room doctor sees me. They give me treatment. They send prescriptions to my pharmacy. They send me home. Okay. I feel better. I was out a week. My first day back on the 8th, which was 2 days ago, I have another asthma attack. Okay. So when I go back Monday on the 8th, the same doctor that saw me on the 22nd is like, wait a minute. You was just here like a week ago again? And I'm like, yeah. But, now I'm telling her, well, since 2019, I was diagnosed with asthma. They said early stages of COPD. I said I even was hospitalized in this hospital for a week and like almost 2 weeks, actually. And I was out of work a month. And some change, like a month and a half. So she said, okay, you know what, let me go take a look at something. So she comes back about 25, 30 minutes, and she says, I've been looking in your chart, being that you said you was hospitalized here. I see you was hospitalized here in 2019. They showed me your asthma, COPD. See, they give me this pump for the COPD. I use a albuterol, got the boxes, got the machine, got everything. I've been giving all this since 2019 when I was hospitalized. She's looking at me, she's like, and I seen you've been here several times. I said, yes, several times. That I even have FMLA at work intimately. Means go to work when I can. If I have episodes, I stay home, right? So she's like, I think you might have been misdiagnosed. Did you speak to your pulmonary or your primary doctor about this? I said, matter of fact, when I had the attack on the 22nd of April, on the 25th, I already had a pulmonary doctor appointment. When I went there, she said she wants to do more tests too because she's thinking I may have been misdiagnosed. Now, misdiagnosed, that's deep. And that's been on my mind for a couple of days because how many people in this country has been living with a sickness or illness and probably been misdiagnosed or know for a fact they've been misdiagnosed? That's crazy. And then you're getting medicines and medications for a sickness that's supposed to be healing the sickness, but what is it healing? Because that's not what you might actually have. And these people are getting away with it. And these are the type of things that have been going on long before Donald Trump was in office, long before. And people say, why do people support him? People support him because he wants to give you better health care. He wants to give you cures. He don't want to give you dormants. He don't want you to be misdiagnosed. And then you're spending all this money for a prescription for a drug that you might not even need. And that's what happened because if you don't have insurance, these are $98, give or take. And it's probably manufactured for $3. So let me explain how I got here. Because now I'm thinking maybe I could have had the C19. And being that in 2019, they didn't label those illnesses as that, is okay, you got asthma. Because I was in the hospital almost 2 weeks. Let me tell you my story. January 22nd, 2019, I went to work. I swiped in about, 6:45. I worked for the city of New York. And my day starts at 7. So I started, did my work. We have this thing where you call, it's like a roll call. It's called muster, where your supervisor meets with you, explain to you the agenda of the day, anything that might have happened the day prior, address, anybody have any situations or things that they need to address. Okay, that happens at 8 o'clock. At about 8:15, 8:20, I just started coughing like crazy, like this itch in my throat, and I just kept coughing. And I'm like, okay, damn, like, what is this? Coughing. I go by my supervisor's office, I'm coughing. I come past it again, maybe about 8:30, coughing. So he gets up and he's like, Karen, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, this cough, I don't know, maybe I need a ginger ale. But he looks at me, he goes, ginger ale? You don't look right. I'm like, no, that's how stubborn this is. He goes, no. So he goes, no, let's go sit down. So he sits me down in the cafeteria, the lunchroom, the break room. And I'm still coughing. But he's looking at me and he's like, you sure you okay? But as I'm still coughing, like I can't stop, I feel my chest closing up. Now I'm feeling pasty, I'm feeling hot. Another coworker come, but they were going to the bathroom and they happened to see me and they look at me, they like, you okay? And I'm just coughing, I can't really respond. So they call an ambulance, my supervisor take me to the emergency room. We get there maybe about 10 o'clock. When I get there, they hitch me up, they give me IV, they give me treatment. They put oxygen because now I need oxygen to breathe. I can't breathe. So now this regimen goes through. They keep giving me treatment because I'm coughing. They take blood. We must have been in there till about 6 o'clock. So now they're saying, right now it seems like you're in asthma state. Doesn't show us if you have pneumonia, but we might have to hospitalize you. So now it's 6 o'clock. We've been here since 10. And I'm like, hospitalize me. I'm still coughing. I'm like, no, just let me go home. I feel a little better. Let me take the prescriptions, the medications you guys are giving me. Now, before this, I wasn't on any of this. Before 2019, I wasn't on this machine. Wasn't on this. You guys know what this is. This is the liquid that goes in there. The box. Pumps, one for work, one out, right? Before this 2019, I wasn't on it. So I said, no, let me just go home. My supervisor's like, Karen, you sure? Because they gave me about 4 or 5 treatments. I'm like, yeah, I've been coughing. You see me go to the bathroom about 4 or 5 times because as I'm coughing, as a woman, I'm coughing so hard, like my ribs hurt, my back hurt, my chest hurt. I'm squirting on myself. I'm basically coughing and urinating. I go in the bathroom, clean myself up with some tissue. I just want to go home and take a bath now at this point and relax and feel maybe I can nurse myself. So I go home, but I didn't make it through the night. I was back in the emergency room about 5 o'clock in the morning. So they see, no, you was just here. They said, okay, you're going to be admitted. All right. Now I feel like I can't breathe. I'm now basically on an oxygen mask. And they giving me treatment like every 3 hours because that's how bad it was. They admit me. They come in, finally get up there that evening. They come in the night. They take blood. They do, they regiment. They tell me the doctors will come see me in the morning. Second day, the doctors come see me. They're like, we're going to check, your test, your blood work. And as the day go by, we'll see what's going on. But as of now, you'll be on the oxygen. They also had to give me blood thinner because they said I had thermal. My whole arm, like this whole arm, was black and blue, like somebody beat me up. And they call it thermal. They had to give me blood thinners. Okay, so like I said, I'm on an oxygen mask. I'm getting treatments. They say now you need treatments every 2 hours. They come back. They telling me they don't see pneumonia. They don't see the flu. I'm just having respiratory issues. and they'll just continue to monitor me and try to see if they could get me back breathing without having to intubate me. I'm like, no, I'm not this. No, we're not doing that. Okay. So the third day come, and my doctor comes check on me and just say, we now have to try to get you back breathing with these antibiotics and see if, you can breathe on your own. Right now you on 2 hours. We'll see if we can get you to 4, from 4, 6, and then, right? So the third day, the third night, I'm in bed. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I feel like shit. I feel like my body just did a whole quantum shutdown, right? So it's like 10 o'clock in the evening. I'm laying in the bed. I have the oxygen mask because basically that's how I could breathe. Like those first 3 days, I didn't even really eat. I didn't eat. I just basically wanted fluids. All of a sudden, I feel this come over me. Like I feel everything in my chest, boom, hit my stomach. And I'm like, what the? Okay. But like 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, like everything just come out of me. Everything. And now I'm like, oh Lord, oh God, am I dying? Please, God, please don't let me be here dying. Because it's just coming out. Oh God, I ring the bell for the nurse. She come in. She's like, oh, Miss Scott, don't worry. We'll take care of that. We'll clean you up. All right. So they helped me to the bathroom because I got the IV post. I got the oxygen. Now I got to take the oxygen mask off. I make my way to the bathroom. She comes with extra wash rags. So, the whole 9 for me to bathe myself. They get me Pampers. They give me extra bed liners. I put the bed liner inside the pamper beds, liners on the bed, because now I'm just like, ugh, because they had to change everything. Like, oh my God, but I'm feeling like, oh God, what's going on with me? And let me tell you, the smell was like, it was something different. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so now, that was the first time. I said this like 10 in the morning. I must have did this is no lie, like 4 times. By the second time, I'm calling the nurse back in there. If I did this, I must have just kept defecating on myself like liquid, like I couldn't hold it, nothing just coming out. You laying in it just coming out. But now I had the liners and the Pampers, so it wasn't such an episode like it was the first time. This happened the second time. I call the nurse. I'm like, nurse, please. I'm ringing the bell. I'm like, miss, I'm dying in here. She like, no, baby. No, that good. That mean the medication will work. That good. That kick whatever in you and your body. Cook the poison. I'm like, you sure? Please don't lie to me. Please call the doctor. She's like, no, it's in the wee hour of the night, because I said the first time was like at 10. Second time might have been at like 1. This happened for like 4 times to like 6 in the morning. She like, no, the doctor will come in the morning. So the doctor come. I explained it to him. He like, oh, okay, that's good. Now I'm still on the oxygen mask. I'm getting every 2 hours regimen. But now the 4th day, I'm ready to eat. Like, yeah, I can eat. I feel like I can eat a little something. So my regimen is basically liquids like soup, water, juice. I couldn't drink milk or any of those things, right? 4th day. All right, they come see me still. They're like, we just taking your blood, your regular blood, your checks, x-rays don't show no real too much fluid in it, but I can't breathe. I need assistance breathing, right? 4th day I eat something. The 5th day come. Now I'm still eating the soup. 6th day come. Now I want a little more solids. I must have went to the bathroom a couple of more times between the 3rd day and the 6th day, but it was nothing like that first night, right? So now we're on the 6th, 7th day, I think they start now giving me 4-hour treatments. I'm able to like go every 4 hours regimen, getting the respiratory to come give me my treatments. On the 7th day, I'm feeling a little better, but they still can't tell me exactly what's wrong with me. And I keep saying, well, asthma attack, I ain't never, when I was younger, I've had it, but maybe when I was like from maybe 30 till now, I ain't never have no bad episode like this. It ain't never make me get fever. Because remember, on January 22nd, 2019, when I was escorted from my job to the emergency room and ended up having to go back in the middle of the night, because I ain't make it through the night. I had like a 108 fever by the time I got there, and they looking like, how you, like, I never had a fever, okay, or defecate like this. So they're just like, oh, what, we taking tests, we just focusing now on getting this, it's like a blood clot down, right? And you breathing where you could basically breathe on your own. We'll give you a nebulizer, pump, and I'm like, okay, wow, like, wow, I'm at this point. This is in 2019, right? So now, by the eighth day, ninth day, I'm able to, like, now just get like every 6-hour treatments. I'm feeling stronger. I'm able to walk around. I'm able to go into the day room a little bit. You know, I'm able to go into the main showers and actually turn them all on and just hose myself down. Like, I'm much stronger. So they're basically saying, you know, you was asthmatic with beginning stages of COPD. That's why I take this pump. Okay. So they sent me home, you know, but I wasn't 100% better. I'm pale, like pale. My mouth is all dry. The corners, like, if you look at me, it look like I was in the desert. So I go see my pulmonary. I mean, not my pulmonary, because I didn't get my pulmonary yet. Got my pulmonary. I went to my primary. I go to my primary because I can't go back to work until my primary signs me off. So he checks me. He's like, no, you're still not well. Like, you're not strong enough. You're not healthy. And I still had, like, black and blue. It was shrinking, but it wasn't fully shrink. He said, no, I want that to go down fully. And, you know, I still was having, like, shortness of breath. Like, I couldn't walk up a full flight, 2 flights of steps without So I was out for about 2 months maybe, right? Yeah, about 2 months. So now I had to go back to work receiving FMLA, which is intimately. But from 2019 to March 8th of 2021, it's like I've been having episodes back to back, like, every month. And it's like, it's crazy. And now you tell me, like, I'm misdiagnosed. Like, how many people in this country is living with the same situation that I might be going through? I might have had C19 then, because now that I'm looking at the symptoms and I'm really looking at it, those are some of the symptoms. And it being that we wasn't labeling like that, y'all told me something else and treated me for something I really didn't have, and giving me all these medications I'm paying for. Like, is y'all, like, that's what the left side do. Because before Donald Trump was here, these are the hospitals and the medical and the private medical that you have, that the hospitals or doctors you have to pick from, right? And this is really on my mind, like, because, wow, y'all serious? And I know that there's somebody out there that is experiencing what I'm experiencing, and it's just crazy. So I'm telling you, like, get a second opinion, because my pulmonary told me this on the 25th, as she's looking at the data and she's looking at how many times they've taken me out. I must have been taken out like 20 times since 2019 to now. And then I go back to the emergency room on the 8th, and she's like, yeah, now I think so. I think you might have been mixed diagnosed. So now, what's going on? Now everybody want to tell the truth? Like, wow, is our administrations changing now? Everybody want to tell the truth, because I know when we go one, we go all. It's about cures. They fighting for cures. They fighting to truly heal us. Not where we have to continue to go to these doctors, and they're part of a plan, and they're feeding us medications that we don't need because they misdiagnosing us, because they feed pharmaceutical companies. Like, this is something to really think about. And this has been on my mind for the last 2 days. And today I went and I sat in the park, you know, And I got some sun, and I'm looking at my wristband. Matter of fact, I guess I had to hold it on till here we go. I guess I had to hold it on till I got on here and got out my thoughts. Because I know that there's somebody else out there experiencing what I'm experiencing or have experienced what I've experienced. And like I said, this is emerging from the matrix. My brain is now starting to function, so I'm thinking better. I'm trying to use the old tools with the new tools. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect, but I'm trying. And I'm willing to share my experience with my knowledge, with my day-to-day, emerging from the matrix. Because now, like, for me, it's not about religion. Religion is temples and buildings with man-made rules in it. It's not, it's not about a social class. It's not about race. It's about humanity. Like now, I call myself a Wishian. Yeah, a Wishian. Somebody say, what's your religion? A Wishian. Wishian. Wistian. I'm just wishing that we all can tap into ourselves like I'm trying to do and find the natural us and be the natural us and not point fingers and judge by all these different classes that we've been, framed into a network since birth, the matrix, to believe in and deal in. I'm just wishing for a better humanity. And the only way I can wish for a better humanity is for me to dig inside myself and look at what I can change within me to be a better person, so those frequencies can go out to someone else and help them. Or just somebody just seeing me willing to get up here and just talk about what I'm going through, trying to connect. So I'm really like, wow, God, like, you just more and more showing me that, like, I'm in the right fight. Like, this asthma is a inner disease. It's not something you see on the outer, but it gets you down, it gets you depressed. It puts you sometimes in hermit mode, because I'm not used to this, like, constantly, no. So, like I said, like, who are we really for? I know I'm for the people that want to make better healthcare, make cures. Get rid of these hospitals and these pharmaceuticals and these doctors that are just pushing a false agenda that's not really here to help the people. So now, 2 doctors now in 2021, you want to say I might have been misdiagnosed. You think? Oh, well, you think. Okay. But, when my sister seen me these 2 days, like, it even hit her like, wow, she's been down this journey with me. She has her life in her mind, but, she has a sister. She calls, hey, how you doing? What's going on, And it's like, she says, Karen, you know what? I have a book that my father gave me, and I gotta look for it. Like, I think it's on my shelf or somewhere, but I'm gonna find it. And lo and behold, she found it. And guess what this book is? It's kind of beat up. It's beat up like me. It was in the archives, like I was in the archives, walking around with a tool book and some knowledge, and just because of life oppressions and depressions and just being guided under another system and not feeling or seeing that you had anyone to even fight for some of the beliefs that you believed in or some of the knowledge you believed in. You just kept going with the program, but sometimes, beating yourself up through it all. She found this book. And that's where the part of back to eating comes in. Look, back to eating. And it's beat up, right? But it works. And maybe we're sitting in the archives just waiting for me to wake up or somebody in the field to wake up and say, here, take a try. My mind getting right, so now that means I gotta get my body right. Actually putting things in action. It's one thing, okay, our mind, we get, that's a start. But now living in it, action, making this an action. Because maybe through me, putting myself out here, raw, naked, trying to build a new armor, I might touch someone else. And I'm about love and light. So if I'm about love and light, not only if I'm seeing that I might help someone, this is helping me. This is helping me get the things out of me that so I don't hold them and I'm able to talk about them. But this is back to Eden. And this book, when I was going through it, it got a lot of things in it. It tells you about meditation, exercise. It tells you about all the different plants and what you can do with them and what they're for. So I'm going to take this journey back to Eden, because maybe that's what God is saying to me. Let's go back to Eden. Let's go back home. And like I said, when my mother in our younger days, she used to mix remedies and stuff. But you know, when you live in your own life and you get older, you get trapped in this actual frame world and you just, you live it. But no, this is a book that many people are looking for, you know. And it's still here in the archives for a reason. So as I take this journey, emerging from the matrix, and I begin to educate myself with going back home, because everything's naturally been put here by the Creator for us. Men started ruling and controlling and putting out these pharmaceutical drugs and all this medical crap, because are these people really living by their oaths? No. So what's really coming that people starting to tell the truth? You might have been misdiagnosed. The pulmonary doctor just told me that on the 25th. They want to take more tests on the 17th. And now the emergency room doctor is saying the same thing. Two out of 3, what is left? So this was a gift to me. I'm going to show you guys. It says Back to Eden. And I'm going to work through this book. And on my journey to emerging from the matrix, like I said, this is an everyday process. I don't know where this channel going, but I know I'm trying to put light out. So I might come on here one day and say, let's exercise. I might come on here one day and say, let's meditate. I might come on here one day and talk about some of the things I'm learning about the different herbs in here and what they do. But I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to be better. I'm going to try to live better. That's all I can do, is do my best. The best that I can do to help me be a better person, mentally, physically, so that I can help my soul and all 3-369 help it ascend rightfully. So the mind was healing, like going into these different chats and, you know, awakening up my brain with some of the old tools, information and knowledge with the new tools. It had me just open the toolbox, and this is where I'm at right now. And wow, back to Eden. That means back to home, back to earth. Everything the earth has here for us, everything. And I hope, today is March 10th, I hope everyone had a blessed day and got some of this sun. Even if it was for 5 minutes, sit down and get your thoughts right. Ask the Creator, the universe, to just help you see your way. Am I perfect? No, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be a better person in society. That's all. So this is God's child, and we all are God's child. See you later.